Welcome to today's edition of 10 TV Plus. Dylan Robichaud alongside Jay Plyburn here. Jay, holiday travel is underway and things are going to be looking pretty dicey here going in the next couple of days.
I would say so. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, by the way.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Yeah, that's right. Less than a month now until Christmas, and things are already starting to look quite white as we look at the Doppler radar.
Feeling closer, or feeling more like winter every day.
Right, as we are gearing up for this next system, and you know what? You can already see it showing up on the Doppler radar. Take a look at this, kind of strung along. It's not really all that organized right now, but I want to point something out. So right now, we have that storm system moving across the Rockies. It needs a little bit of extra punch to it, if you will. Well, look at this right here. A little piece of energy right there. These two pieces of energy are going to work in tandem with one another as we head into tonight. And this is really the main entree of bad weather, but this is going to add a little bit of kick to that system to kind of get things stirring in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So without further ado, here's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. Thanksgiving, rain and snow. No, the whole day is not going to be a full-blown bad weather day, just the morning hours. So we're looking at a 12-hour window. This is the way it's going to go. 7 p.m. tonight to 7 a.m. tomorrow, 12 hours. We have rain. The rain switches over to snow as we get some cold air. If you are going to be traveling, especially north of I-70 tomorrow morning, watch out for a couple slick spots out there on the roadways. All right, so here's a look at the upper level weather system. You can see it right there, that little spinny ball thing, that upper level swirl is our next low pressure system, and that's going to quickly jog across the lower 48, arriving sometime late tonight going into tomorrow. Initially, we have a lot of cold air really diving southbound from Canada because with low pressure, counterclockwise spin, that's going to help tug in that cold air from the north. Now look at this right here. The blue on the map is the snow, but we're going to really be on the struggle bus, getting that rain snow line to push further down to the south. Nonetheless, we will prevail. Things will succeed in getting that cold air to arrive. And I'm thinking after midnight tonight is when the coldest air will finally get here. But look how fast things clear on out. That was a look at the bird's eye view. Here is a look closer to home. This graphic is specifically meant to help you plan your travel day for today. So as you're watching this in the early afternoon hours, it's cloudy, gray, and dreary out there. But look at this right here. Gradually, now we can see the rain moving in across the map. 6 o'clock in the evening, starting to get those showers moving in. And initially, we're starting off and things are just nice and mild out there. So we're looking at just some plain old rain. But as we head past 10 o'clock, look up to the top of your screen. Up near Bucyrus, Mansfield, a little bit of higher terrain up here, okay? So you're close to 700, 800, 900 feet. They're going to switch over to snow first. And then as we head towards 11 o'clock, once we get closer to midnight, look at the metro area. Inside I-270, we are still looking at temperatures too warm to get that snow. Off to the west, though, London, Springfield, Madison County, and parts of the western parts of the viewing area switch over first because they're higher in terrain. As we head towards 1 o'clock in the morning, now east of 71, we're looking at temperatures too warm. West of 71, now it's just barely cold enough that we're looking at that snow switching over, okay? It's going to take time. I think after midnight, many of you get that switch over. And then this is going to be tomorrow morning. 3 o'clock, 3:30. Now we're looking at snow showing up on the map. We get a couple of hours. I'm thinking we get 2-3 solid hours of snow. Things quickly move on out. Look, by 9 o'clock, as you're waking up, watching that Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, things are going to be looking pretty good as things start to kind of clear on up. All right, how much snowfall do we get? Well, it's going to vary based on location. As we head off to the east, we're talking maybe a dusting to a ½ inch. That's it. Again, this is nothing to really write home about. But as we go ahead and zoom it into the metro area, I'm thinking at the very best, a dusting. Well, how can it snow without much accumulation? Because the ground is just too warm. And so a lot of that snowfall is going to melt on contact. But as we work our way further to the northeast, now we're getting a little bit more snow where we have that cold air. And look at that right there. Lake Erie, that lake-enhanced snow, that lake effect snow. Well, if you want your snow, head to far northeast Ohio because they are in for a good time heading into tomorrow. Rain chances go like this. Right now, they're very low. So if you can get out there and travel this afternoon, do it, because as we head past dinner time, look at this. We go from 70% up to about 100% chance of rain heading into late tonight. So your travel forecast for today, not bad if you're heading to Cleveland, Philadelphia, but if you're heading off to Cincinnati or Indianapolis, look out, as we will have some rain moving in as we head later on into the evening hours. All right, on Thanksgiving, as we go back in time, we have had our fair share of extremes. Look at this right here. 1930, 3 degrees, the nighttime low on Thanksgiving. Look how wet it was here back in 2010, 1.7 inches of rainfall. We've even had snow. We've actually have never had any major storms here in the climate record, but back in 1950, we had a measly 1.1 inches of snowfall. All right, here we go. Cold air is on the way. If you like cold air, you're going to love this forecast. If you don't like the cold, you're not going to like what I'm about to tell you. This cold air comes plunging in from parts of Canada this weekend. We're looking at single-digit wind chills here. And I'm thinking in my head, Buckeye game this weekend, the Buckeye rivalry game. Whew, man, it is going to be one of the coldest rivalry games that we've had, because those nighttime lows, look how chilly it gets. Saturday morning, 18 degrees. Sunday morning, 19 degrees. But that's the actual air temperature. Look what happens when we factor in that wind chill. Now we're looking at wind chills down to just 9 degrees here on Saturday morning, 10 degrees on Sunday. So this is, you take the temperature, factor in the wind, what does it actually feel like to you? Well, that's what we're looking at here. And the cold air lasts until next week. One of my biggest concerns about the game is that, folks standing outside tailgating, just make sure to dress warmly, because it is going to be a bitter blast of cold air. 19 degrees here early in the morning tailgating. By halftime, we finally get close to freezing. We're looking at the low 30s as we head into the afternoon. The cold air sticks around through the weekend and going into next week. And then as we get a look here at the next few days this weekend, you might want to let the faucets drip a little bit when you go to bed, because I'm a little bit concerned about frozen pipes here, especially Sunday, Monday, Tuesday mornings as we get down to the upper teens. Yeah, so that's definitely a possible threat heading into this weekend. The cold air is not going anywhere anytime soon. The next 8 to 14 days, abnormally cold temperatures last as we head through the end of November and into the beginning of December. As we get a look here at your 7-day forecast, again, 10 weather impact tomorrow, which we've talked about this whole week. Friday, though, look at the wind chills, okay? The actual air temperature gets above freezing. It's not going to feel like it's above freezing. Look at this. Throughout the entire day, it's going to be feeling like the low 20s. By Friday night, if you're going out on a date night or something Friday night, just look how cold it's going to feel like here. 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, feeling like the lower teens. Next week, not looking too bad. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies. Temperatures won't be too bad as we head into next Tuesday, but just get ready. You might have to dust off the jackets and stay a little bit warm, as we're going to be tracking this extreme cold moving into the forecast.
Jackets, nothing. You might have to dust off the long underwear, the double layered socks, got to layer up, really.
Right. And one of the things that we talked about.
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs, yeah, good point. So here at home, we're not getting that much snowfall. Northeast Ohio coming in off of Lake Erie, a lot of lake effect snow expected here heading into the next few days. So today's weather trivia question actually has to do with lake effect snow.
Oh boy.
So let's get a look here at today's question. Lake effect snow is most common when? Late fall, early winter, the middle of winter, late winter, or early fall?
Lake effect snow is most common in late fall, early winter.
Wow, 3 for 3 this week. Good
I've been
job.
paying attention. I've been paying attention.
Good job, absolutely. So we're talking November, December, and January, the most common months. And as we look
at the temperature of the water makes a difference, right?
Exactly. The water retains that heat through the summertime. So the water takes a lot longer to really cool down compared to the land. So right now the land's getting cold. That water has stored that heat from the summer months. And so what we're seeing right now, the next 24 hours, look at the lake effect snow near Erie, Pennsylvania. We're looking at 8 to 12 inches of snowfall expected here. Also off of Lake Ontario, look at Watertown, New York. They're going to get clobbered with possibly 16 to 24 inches of snowfall. What exactly causes this? Well, like I just alluded to, the lakes tend to act like a pool that can retain that warm water. And we're talking relatively warm waters, right? So let's just, for example, I'm just throwing out numbers here. Let's say that the water temperature is 32 degrees. The air is 15. Well, compared to the very cold air, the water is actually relatively warm. What happens is that because the air is so cold, that water is so warm, that temperature difference creates a higher evaporation rate. And so as that wind blows over the water, you get that on the windward side of the lake, you get all that snowfall that kind of piles up. And so that's what we're seeing out there across parts of New York here. And so now as we look here at the next few days, we're going to continue to be looking at that lake effect snow piling up here as we head into today and heading into tonight and heading into tomorrow as well. So the more you know, right?
The more you know. I'm 3 for 3 on the trivia this
week.
Week.
Yeah, you've been knocking it out of the park this week, doing a great job with weather trivia.
You've not been just throwing easy ones at me, right?
This one, hey, lake effect snow, that's no joke. So
lake effect snow is no joke.
Great question. All right, that does it now for today's 10 TV weather show. Make sure to tune in to Jerry Martz tonight. He'll have a better update here as he gets new models in on the timing and impacts of tonight's snow. So you'll want to pay attention to that. Thank you so much for joining us here